When you have a large and detailed spreadsheet, finding and editing information manually can be a time-consuming process. To make things easier for you, Google Sheets offers the Find and Replace feature to help you locate items and, if necessary, replace them with something else. While you might have already used Find and Replace in other applications, it works slightly differently in Google Sheets. Let's see how. Here's our sample data. Our sample data is just a few rows for the example, but the same concepts work for sheets with thousands of rows. And when you do have thousands of rows, it's difficult to manually go through the entire sheet and search for errors. Instead, you can use the Find feature. Click on the Edit menu and go to Find and Replace. It will open up this dialog box. The person editing the data in this sheet has misspelled the name Oscar, so what we're going to do is search for this value and then replace it with the correct spelling of the name. So in the Find field, we're going to enter Oscar, and then in the Replace field, we're going to replace it with the correct spelling. When you're done, click Replace All. And there we have it. The name Oscar is now spelled correctly in all cases where it was spelled incorrectly. The pop-up does not go away on its own, but instead it will stay there for future Find and Replace operations. But we don't have any right now, so we're going to click Done. But what if you don't want to replace something? You just want to see who lives on Sesame Street. Again, we're going to click on Find and Replace. Here we're going to search for Sesame, and we're going to leave the Replace box empty. Click Find, and we can see that it's Oscar who lives on Sesame Street. The other way to do this is use Control or Command F, and that will locate Sesame Street for us as well. But instead of using the Edit menu, a small pop-up appears at the top right-hand side of the window. If we use the value sales, we can see that it will highlight every instance of the word sales in the sheet. And when you hit Enter, the cursor moves to the first occurrence of the word, and the remaining cells will be highlighted. When you're done searching, you can click on the X at the side of the box, and your sheet will go back to normal. The final thing I want to cover in this lesson is the other options in Find and Replace. Now, the first option we have is what we want to search. We can either find values in all sheets, this sheet, or a specific range. You might not want to accidentally replace data on other sheets, so specifying this sheet or the specific range you're working in can be helpful. When you select Match Case, Google Sheets finds an exact match case, so if you misspell the search term, it will get no results, as there is no exact match case. When using match case, you also have to use the same capitalization. If we search for sales and use a lowercase s at the start, it would not return any results. The next option is Match Entire Cell Contents. With this option, the entire contents of all cells will be compared. So our search for Sesame Street, when we just entered the first few letters of the name, would not return any results, because Google Sheets would look for the entirely correct spelling, which is 11, Sesame Street. The next option is Search Using Regular Expressions. This is a special kind of search that uses meta characters. There is an entire list of meta characters, but we'll discuss a simple one here. The meta character for the period or full stop represents a single character. So for example, if you enter J, period, as the search term, it will highlight the cells that contain data that start with J and are followed by 2 characters. So in this case, when we press Find, it will locate Jim. The next option is also Search Within Formulas. This option will search your term even within formulas as well as the text within the cells. The final option is also Search with Links. You might have linked to another Google Sheet within this Google Sheet. A regular search would not search within the linked URL. However, when you check this option, Google will look into the linked URLs as well. And that's it. Google Sheets will save you a lot of time with the Find and Replace feature, and you'll probably be using this a lot, so it's good to master early on. In the next lesson, we'll be moving on to trimming data, so I'll see you there.